enjoy this shit.
The only thing you guys are ever going to believe me saying is that I chopped her up into little pieces and put her in a box. Where you were at.
Oh, my fault.
Falls.
My
Michael's
fault.
half-brother Kenny and the men's mother Lynette resided there as well.
That one was crazy right there.
On Monday, August 20th, Michael left for...
The only thing you guys are ever going to believe me saying is that I chopped her up into little pieces and put her in a box.
Let's go.
Let's just kill Stephanie and go to jail.
Started a marathon, yeah. Come on.
My life, that seems like a good idea to do this morning. Oh, I just like talk normal.
Wait, what's the title?
This is
Mom. Oh, it's the one with the mom. Oh.
Kenneth Jones, a cold case killer who's about to get away with murder. But there's one fatal mistake he makes that seals his fate 10 years later. Stephanie, her boyfriend Michael, and their 4-month-old daughter lived in a duplex in Idaho Falls. Michael's half-brother Kenny and the men's mother Lynette resided there as well. On Monday, August 20th, Michael left for work at 6:45 a.m. and received a panicked call from his mother.
Awful. Awful.
Their 4-month-old daughter lived in a duplex in Idaho Falls. Michael's half-brother Kenny and the men's mother Lynette resided there as well.
So I moved my camp. Never mind.
Monday, August 20th, Michael left for work at 6:45 a.m. and received a panicked call from his mother around 12:30 that afternoon. Stephanie had gone missing, and their 4-month-old daughter had been left alone at the house. Eerily, the only thing missing from the residence was Stephanie's cell phone.
Ooh.
Eventually, Michael called the police. As it turns out, there was one person who saw Stephanie last, Michael's 19-year-old brother Kenny, who investigators sat down with only 3 days after her disappearance. It would take years for Kenny's lies to finally catch up with him. But when it all comes crumbling down, you'll witness his epic meltdown.
This shit is an hour, bro.
The never-before-seen footage has been analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed attorney, a licensed clinical psychologist, a former licensed professional counselor, a licensed professional counselor, and a former detective, former licensed polygraph examiner, and former hostage negotiation commander and instructor. To start, Kenny explains that he woke up around 8 o'clock that morning and called his place of work, Cardone's Car Wash.
And when you got home, Stephanie was there. Yep. Okay, who else was there? Nobody at that time. And then what happens?
Yo, y'all know niggas be lying.
Be right back. Is that okay?
Wait, hold on. 10:20 a.m. Kenny says Stephanie leaves with the baby and she'll be right back. I bet. Remember that, chat.
She left. My mom came.
10:30. Kenny says, "Who the fuck is Lynette?" All right, I'm gonna stop posting, bro.
For a minute, and she leaves just immediately after you got home. Yep, her and the baby. I figured they were just going to the store. Mike said that she had to go get some petrol mom stuff this morning. So she leaves. You're home basically by yourself at that point. Yeah. Okay. And what happens? Stephanie comes home. You know what time that was? Not exactly. It was just 5 minutes after my mom left.
Kenny's use of present tense as he's speaking gives the appearance that he's telling a story rather than what actually happened.
Okay.
And what happens?
Yo, what up, bro? This would be me. Like, now I know. Look, now I know. After watching these videos, like, don't say nothing. Just be like, I want a lawyer for me. Because no matter what, when they read your rights, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Anything you say doesn't matter. Anything. For me. And they be trying to fuck up your words and shit. So just don't say nothing and get a lawyer. Even if it may make you look guilty, right? Because, like, if you innocent, why you want a lawyer? But, bro, just get a lawyer, man. Just get a lawyer, bro. For me, just get a lawyer, man. Yeah, this nigga is definitely lying.
How long were you there for you? After Stephanie
What do I mean now I know?
Right away, pretty much.
This is what is known as an exclusion qualifier, which is much different
Nah,
than...
cuz, look. Now I know because I be watching these shits. Nah, because I don't be getting in trouble like you the feds, bro. Chill, bro.
Definitive answer is it leaves the door open to the
I like where the chat popped up, though. Let me move it up. I like that it's right there. For me. All right, my fault. Let me...
possibility that he could be withholding information. Pretty much is an easy way to avoid technically lying. The suspect can justify in their mind that they told the truth. They just left out a little part. It's also a form of lying by omission. This is used frequently by skilled liars, as they can justify in their minds telling only what they think the other person needs to know, or any other kind of justification they come up with to omit the whole truth. When detectives hear suspects using multiple qualifiers, they will likely see it as a red flag for possible deception. They will keep this in mind as Kenny continues with his story. He claims that he drove back to work to see if he was needed, whereas Gary apparently told him to take the day off.
Who the fuck does that?
Next, the teenager drove to a friend, Colby's house.
Hell no, I would have arrested him right there.
They played video games.
What the fuck?
Keep this in mind as Kenny see it as a wreck with his story. He claims that he drove...
Who the fuck goes back to work to see if they were needed?
Back to work to see if he was
after your boss told you to go home.
Needed. Whereas Gary...
Yo, let me, like... I wish I could play my... Hold on. I fucked up the video for that. It had to be done, though. He's fucking lying, bro. What am I that he's on?
This is just the first of many. No. Or any other kind of justification they come up with.
Let me play the video. Let me play the video.
When detectives hear suspects using multiple qualifiers, the interview for drugs can see it as when any.
Yo, where was I? Where was I, bro? What the fuck? Hold on. Fuck, I fucked up the video. I'm fraud. I passed this part. All right, right here.
Next, the teenager drove to a friend, Colby's house, where he states that they played video games for 45 minutes. Kenny refers to Colby as Kobe throughout the interview.
You don't play video games for exactly 45 minutes. It's like a school period.
And they said that
it's fucking
you didn't work Monday at all. Well, I work. The time clock doesn't show that. Well, then I must not hit the right button. You don't wait for confirmation then? Well, it's normally it says employee punched in, but normally it's just automatic. You do it all the time. But there's a lot of times that you won't get punched in. So what happens if you're working and you use the wrong code or whatever and you didn't understand what happens then? You go out to Velma and you ask her, you tell her that, well, I was clocked in from here to here, it was supposed to be, but it says I wasn't, and she'll fix it. She corrects that? Yeah. How often do you do that? Whenever it happens. How often is that? I don't know how. Every day? Is it once a week? This is probably the second time it's happened since I've started. I worked for 2.5 weeks.
Kenny appears to be unconcerned regarding the fact that his employer is not corroborating his story. Despite this, he adamantly insists that he was at work on Monday, August 20th. And Gary, along with his coworker Jesus, would be able to confirm his alibi. However, this is just the first of many inconsistencies in his jumbled story.
Remember, I was out there yesterday and I talked to you about those scratches. Okay. Yeah. When did that happen? Sunday morning. I stand Monday morning. What time? Walking to work. First time or the second time? First time. Did you tell anybody about it? I mean, you're bleeding. Did Gary ask you? They asked about it. They said, how'd that happen? Okay. I said, out there. Okay. So Gary asked you about it? Everybody's asking about it. Didn't they know what's going on? And
strangely, Kenny arrived at work with prominent markings along his neck. Seeing as they were vertical rather than horizontal,
he locked this thing up, man.
Almost as if someone had intentionally scratched him. But Kenny had an explanation. He claims that he merely ran into a tree limb on the south side of Cardone's parking lot.
Anything else happened Monday you want to tell me about? Nothing. All that like a normal day. That's just another day. Okay. Doing your thing. You remember that happened just like you told me, though, huh? Yep. For positive fact. I know. Okay. All right.
What Kenny is saying for positive fact is not only an unusual choice of words, but it can also be considered a qualifying statement. Kenny's words provide emphasis, which he may feel he needs in order to sound believable. When people are being deceptive, they're more likely to give evasive answers, whereas a truthful person will give firm yes or no answers.
Yo, how do you know that, though? Like, how do they know that, though? Like, see, a nigga like me, after watching this, like, I know I wouldn't say nothing. But, like, nigga, you think you gonna read me? You think you gonna read my body language? Get the fuck out of here, yo. I'm gonna start saying anything. Throw them off. I'm gonna be like, yes, no. I'm gonna start saying crazy shit, calm shit. For me, they will be confused, but they might just book me just cause after that. So
questionable. And then
I don't like how these niggas is trying to be like, yo, we could read his body language out of that.
you want to do a polygraph. Yeah. Okay. Did you have any problem taking one today? You go ahead and take one. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if I tell you that we've contacted Kobe, and Fury, and they say you're full of shit, I'm glad we take a polygraph test. Me and her always got along. We've never once ever gotten in an argument about anything. Get along with all her kids. Her kids love me. Hey, you get along with the.
She has 2 daughters already.
I mean, Mike's my brother.
Yikes.
Yeah, I get along great. So well. When I first got out of jail, we might have argued a little bit because it took me a little bit to find a job. But that's it. You know, just him wanting me to get back up on my feet and get a job.
Next, the detective asks for Kenny's consent to search his vehicle, and the teenager complies. However, the significance of what it...
Wait, I'm confused, though. Well, I'm just
discovered will only reveal itself well down the road, and the findings are shocking, to say the least. Without hesitation, Kenny agrees to a polygraph exam. His willingness to help with the investigation makes it plausible that he was simply the last person to see Stephanie when he left the house that day. The detective reads Kenny his Miranda rights while informing him that he's not being forced to take the test. Kenny acknowledges this and signs a document submitting to the exam.
Did it too. I'm not gonna
However,
lie.
seeing as how this is his initial interview, it's never recommended that a polygraph be administered this closely.
Only because, look, I'm a good ass liar. I'm not gonna lie. I could lie, and this shit is not gonna pick it up. Like, this shit is not 100%. Like, if it is, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a cop, but it's not. So
the event. It's only been 3 days since Stephanie vanished, and emotions are likely too raw for a polygraph to yield the most accurate results.
Facts.
The purpose of the first interview should be to see what the person of interest knows and lock them into their story. At the end of the initial interview, investigators can ask the person if they would be willing to take a polygraph. If the individual agrees, it should be scheduled for the following week, after some time has passed. Still, investigators proceed with the polygraph immediately following the initial interview.
What?
I kind of wondered how these work.
They want his ass. They want his ass.
I don't know, like blood pressure, I guess. But if somebody was in here getting questioned, would they already be kind of nervous? Or, well, I suspect so. I'm not nervous that I did anything wrong. I'm just, the detectives never been here before, so the whole new thing to me. Your body has 2 systems, the voluntary system and the involuntary system. The voluntary system you have complete and total control over. When you want to wiggle your fingers, you tell your fingers to do so, and they do.
Oh, so if you wiggle your fingers, it counts too? I thought it was only your breathing. That's crazy. He's cooked. Nah, what a bro.
Yes. Perfect.
He's cooked.
When I asked you if this card was all yellow in color, how'd you answer? Yes. And were you telling me the truth or were you lying? I was telling you the truth. So what should your part have written out in polygraph language for me to read? Truth. Okay. When I asked you if this card was all yellow in color, how'd you answer? Yes. Were you telling me the truth or were you lying?
Yo. You know the niggas cook when they start asking you what color, like normal ass questions.
Outstanding. When you lie, even a small lie, you're writing that out in polygraph language for me to read. You're what we in the polygraph business refer to as a textbook responder. Did you realize that you were so sensitive? I didn't. That must be why this thing's working so well for you.
The purpose of these
What the
statements
fuck?
are to
Why would
calm
you
the
agree?
truthful person, who should then conclude that they have nothing to worry about now, because this really works and they'll prove they didn't do it. On the other hand, the deceptive person will become very stressed and conclude that they're about to get caught. The examiner will be able to
that's
observe
cap.
these
That's smart.
reactions
I'm
in
not
the
gonna lie.
person's face as well. They'll either appear calm or extremely stressed. Later, during the post-test, if the individual says this instrument is wrong and the examiner doesn't know what they're doing, the examiner can then remind the person that they were able to pick out the person's lie previously, just as they are currently.
I'm done with my East for right now. I need to pay attention.
Neither one of them work. The only way that it would work is if you took so much and rendered you unconscious, I had to call you an ambulance, push you out of here, then you would beat the polygraph because you wouldn't be able to take the test. You couldn't take it. Yeah. The other way liars try to defeat the polygraph is through disassociation. Thinking of something completely different while the test questions are being asked.
How would you know what I'm thinking, what? Like what?
A green hippopotamus.
Hold on.
Let's say that you actually did kill a green hippopotamus. Do you think you're...
Hold on, chat. I want to get comfortable. Hold on, chat. I'm about to get comfortable, Mom. Relax. I got shorts on. Twitch, don't ban me. I got shorts on. Chill. I got shorts on Twitch. Yo, should I edit that out? Or like, you think they gonna fuck with me if I keep pausing? I don't think they gonna fuck with me. Alright, my fault.
Your heart would forget about killing the green hippopotamus just by thinking about a dog? You said the green hippopotamus are illegal. Of course. Straight up. So what I'm telling you, Kenny, is this. There's only one way you can beat the polygraph. There's only one way I can beat the polygraph. There's only one way anyone can beat the polygraph. The only way to beat the polygraph is to not take the test.
Yo, why do you talk like that? You're gonna make me want to take the test. The fuck?
According to our polygraph expert, who's also a former instructor, the polygraph consists of 3 stages, including the pre-test, the in-test, and the post-test. The purpose of the pre-test is to ensure the person is calm and relaxed, as anyone would be nervous in this type of situation. Part of the pre-test would include letting the person give their side of the story, and also allowing them an opportunity to confess and save face.
Now, when it comes to Stephanie, if what we got going here is that something has happened and you're very nervous about coming forward because of all
I'm too black to sit so far.
Things like that,
Let me sit
I
up.
want you to get over that because inevitably the truth will come out, and it looks a hell of a lot better if the truth comes out at your mouth, rather than somebody else, or through facts or through evidence. It just looks better that way.
There are 5 different strategies a liar might use during an interrogation, which are known as stancer, trancer, romancer, insulator, and prancer.
What are these fucking
Notice
reindeer?
how often Kenny nods his head in agreement with the detective or tries to finish his sentences. This indicates that he may fit best with the romancer strategy of lying, because he's likely trying to please the detective so he won't consider him to be a suspect. However, the detective doesn't fall for this, as he's about to confront Kenny with another piece of conflicting information, yet again painting him in a bad light.
There's been a couple things that have since developed, and that's what I really want to talk to you about. Maybe. Okay. What about Kobe? You said you were over at Kobe's house. Yeah. Kobe was contacted. You know what I said? I have no idea. He hadn't seen you in 5 months.
What? Nigga, 5 months? Why would you use his name?
Colby claims that Kenny had only ventured over to his house
Why
2
would
or
you use
3
his name?
times
What
in
the
the
fuck?
past to play video games. but nothing more.
I would have said my day
He
one.
asserts that Kenny was never at his house on Monday, August 20th, and tells the detective that he had been working from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. that day at Murray Painting and returned to his house thereafter. This would later be confirmed through Colby's employer. His wife, Tori, made sure that her husband was present at all times during the teenager's visits, as he made her feel rather uncomfortable, although the reasoning behind this is unclear. She also denies to
Why
ever
are you
seeing
bringing...
Kenny on that Monday.
What the fuck? And his shitty ass haircut. Look at that cut he got. You know he killed her, bro. What the fuck wrong with this nigga? Yo, you know, I fake want, no, let me shut up. Let me shut up, chat.
And if somebody were to come in our house and try to abduct her, the neighbors would hear her scream.
Because the family resides in a duplex, it would have been easy for the neighbors to hear of any disturbances. However, they did report to Michael that it was unusually quiet that morning.
She's not really a little girl. I mean, she's small, kind of. She's somebody were to try and hurt her, she would fight. I mean, she would. Oh, dead fight. Oh, she'd fight. I bet she would swing balls, punches, and scream.
She beat your ass. She definitely beat his ass. But my son came to work with mad scratches and shit.
Kenny may not realize it here, but he's giving a possible explanation for the scratches
Hell
found on his neck.
She beat the shit out of him.
I mean, her oldest daughter, she's gonna freak.
She's gonna freak. Whoa, buddy. Whoa.
Get your own explanations.
He says she's so cute.
I'm just so young and just old enough that she'll remember, but
I'm fidgety, child. I need to off his shit.
It's bad. Break my heart. I don't see what's gonna happen. We were all so happy.
Nigga said we were all so happy.
You would expect one better to come out and tell one, you know. It's just odd and I'm always glad. So,
Yo, what the fuck?
Sad, I don't know if she's okay or I don't know. We've had a case like this before in the past, and what happened in that case was there was a bit of an argument. And,
I hate hearing this nigga yap, bro. Nigga obviously lying, bro. Come on.
Accidentally killed him. And then that's what happened.
Oh, am I fraud? Who's talking right now?
Take note of how Kenny uses the word sick to describe someone who accidentally takes the life of another person. If a suspect is guilty, they usually won't make negative statements about actions that they themselves committed.
Nah, what a bro.
This is similar to how guilty people respond to the punishment question, as they're unlikely to agree to a severe punishment when given a hypothetical scenario of a crime that's similar to what they committed. In addition, the detective is likely setting up the potential theme of what happened to Stephanie being an accident. By mentioning a similar case, he's trying to normalize the crime in order to make it easier for Kenny to elicit a possible confession.
What type of person is this? I think just a sick person, not like a mental or anything. They're just like sick in the head. Like they don't realize they could have a good reason.
Interesting.
I don't know. Stephanie didn't have any enemies. Nobody ever came to the house mad at her. Nobody ever called her phone threatening her. My mom said she had one guy in her group that his name was, that would call her. I guess that never really freaked her out.
Nigga couldn't think of a name. Started fidgeting. Dumbass nigga.
That morning that she did answer.
Dumbass nigga.
What should happen to a person that did something like this? second chances? Is it possible that this guy didn't mean for it to happen and deserves to be, given probation? It doesn't matter. It didn't mean for it to happen. It's like saying, you accidentally were drunk and had a kid in your car. I mean, that doesn't make it right.
Facts.
It didn't mean for it to happen.
He's not fooling for him.
Whatever happened is being punished. I mean, what about the punishment? I don't know whether they give him the death penalty or life in prison.
Although Kenny is giving the right answers, there is an upward inflection in his voice.
The death penalty.
An innocent, truthful
The
person
death
would be more
penalty.
likely to respond with a strong
Life in
punishment and a firm tone of
prison.
voice. This suggests that Kenny
Nah,
isn't
that's how
confident in
he's
his
talking.
response, but instead is asking the detective if these should be the punishments, once again placing him in the romancer category of lying. It's also possible that he's digging for information to see if the detective will provide any feedback about whether these would be the punishments for someone harming Stephanie, or if the punishment could possibly be less severe. But as the twisted story continues, authorities are faced with another shocking revelation. According to an inmate who had previously served time with Stephanie, she was apparently never well liked by fellow inmates. Although it's important to remember that this was just one person's opinion of Stephanie, and the validity of the statement is unknown. Other inmates may not share in this belief. However, police now have to consider the possibility that someone else may have set a deadly plan into motion due to an unknown motive. Given Stephanie's past substance use, authorities are confounded with an endless list of people who may know more than they're letting on. It seemed that the mountain of possibilities was only growing higher as each new piece of information was introduced.
Is it possible that there would be any sort of DNA, Stephanie's DNA found
Ah, shit. When they start talking about DNA, for me, it's over.
Something like that.
Nigga like me, I took forensics, nigga. I know what I'm talking about.
Now, what about Jesus, Kobe, and Gary? Pretty much saying that you weren't where you see you were. Are they lying? They have to be. I was at Kobe's house over there. He had a Nintendo Wii.
That's
Kenny
such a
suddenly
weird lie, though.
sniffs,
Like,
as well, if you
why would
watch
you
the
lie
change in
being
his
at your
hand
man's
movements
crib?
when he's talking to when he's being questioned about his alibi. There's a freeze.
Yo, I'm gonna start picking up on all these little cues when I'm asking niggas questions and shit. Nigga do a little hand shit around me, I'm gonna smack the shit out of him. Like, stop lying for me. But like, nah, like, why would you lie about being at your man's crib? I mean, if you're not close with the nigga, like, he said, I seen him in like 5 months on some shit, right? So like, why wouldn't you say like a nigga you know, like you been around him like OD, so you can feel me? I don't know, niggas is slow, bro.
When his hands start working again, there's a delay in his emphasis. This is referred to as mismatching illustrators. You can see when he starts listing the information about the games, which he's knowledgeable about, his illustrators line back up.
What did we play? I can tell you the game we played. What game? It's called Wii Sports. It has like boxing, tennis, golf, and track, and all kinds of stuff on it. All kinds of different games.
Why don't they just ping his phone? I know y'all could do that.
No.
He said Spider-Man?
No.
Oh, I'm fried.
Did you murder? No.
That's a Spider-Man.
Does Stephanie know right the last time you saw her? Yes. Right now, can you take me to Stephanie? No.
A polygraph should be a single-issue test. Relevant questions should be short and direct. The examiner just listed off a sequence of 4 questions for Kenny. However, there was a problem with one of his questions, as the answer elicited was yes, while it should have been framed in a way that the response would have been no.
Now, the more familiar you are with your questions, you're trying to have them determine whether you're telling me the truth or not.
That's not his fault.
What I'd like you to do is take
If he would have said no, then he would have been sus.
look over your questions.
This is Among Us right now.
I'm going to take you some things,
They're about to vote out the imposter.
and I'll be back with you and just
Imposter sus. My son is sus right now.
Once the detective
He not trying to get voted
the actual
off.
test begins, where Kenny is given the same questions. He doesn't change one single answer, even when asked again in a different order. The detective leaves the room to obtain the official chart results.
Yo,
But Kenny is left
I don't know why I'm always yawning when I'm on stream. Like, this shit about to get me
He
tight.
also yawns, possibly indicating shallow
Yo, why he
breathing
copying
due to
me?
a fight or flight response.
Why he copying me? What the fuck?
Okay, I might. You mentioned I might know what question was it. It's kind of messed me up. What question? One, you asked me, did you murder Stephanie? When I was sitting like this, I thought kind of goes up, and I heard your voice, I kind of jumped. Oh, you kind of startled me a little.
This is a significant
Capping
comment
ass
for Kenny because
nigga.
he's acknowledging that his response is going to reflect an undesired reaction.
Capping ass nigga.
Yeah, don't think about it for a second. No.
You did not fell asleep. He fell asleep? What?
Well, Kenny,
Yo, Chai, you believe that shit, bro?
How soon would you like to know the results of your exam? Anytime, whenever? Okay. Would you give me 10 minutes and I'll go do that. I'll go in and lunch. All right. Is this the picture they put on the news? I don't watch her. They shut her lunch out on the news. We thought that was kind of messed up. Oh. Because we gave the news a nice picture of the kids and stuff. And my mom said their lunch out. Well,
that is fucked up. That is fucked up.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid the discomfort that Stephanie's picture causes him, Kenny initiates small talk and sits as far away from her picture as possible. However, when the detective leaves the room, the suspect decides to rest his eyes, although they will be wide open in the coming minutes as the interrogation is
I
about
feel
to
you,
take
man.
a
I'm
drastic
tired too. I'm
turn.
doing this marathon. Like, I'm up till 12. The grind don't stop, you heard? But my son, you just killed somebody, son.
Results of the polygraph indicate that you haven't told me the entire truth.
Yup.
What's going on?
Yup.
Kenny's reaction to the polygraph results is a red flag for deception. Someone who is telling the truth would be more likely to have a strong reaction to finding out that...
Nigga like me, I would've been like, what? What? Yo, bro, get that machine on my face, bro. That shit is cap, bro. What about that? That shit is cap. Fuck you mean I did that shit?
Test indicated that they were lying. They might become angry or offer firm denials. However...
Yo, if I would've killed her... What? Yo, fuck you mean I ain't telling the truth? You better listen to that machine. What's up? Yo, what's up, my nigga? Let me stop.
Kenny doesn't even appear to be surprised.
Let me watch it, bro. I know I'm black.
Several different people, and not one can alibi you up. Okay. You just failed the polygraph. Okay.
Oh, man.
Put yourself in Kenny's shoes here. He's being told that people are saying he's lying about his alibi. It seems most people would have a strong and angry reaction to being accused of lying about something so important. And yet he has almost no reaction.
I don't know. Like I said, I think that you've treated me very, very decent this entire time, okay? I don't think that you're trying to play me for a fool. That's not what we got going here, okay? Okay, good. You don't think I'm stupid. No, I know. Okay. Thank God. The reason I think you might have said that, and I don't want to say this because I don't want to get you in trouble. So if I said something to you,
oh, he cheating.
You wouldn't like go arrest him. No. Depends. Well, then there's nothing to do with Stephanie or anything. Okay. Having that said, he sells drugs. So somebody calls and this is Detective so-and-so, and we want to ask you a couple questions about Kenny. Right away, I'm pretty sure he's saying, and you're like, well, I haven't seen him. We still have the thing called. Yeah. Okay, now listen to me, okay? Like I said before, this thing's not going to draw a picture of him.
Rat ass nigga. Imagine ratting all your means because he sells
Detectives
drugs.
trained in the Reed technique are taught that once the evidence clearly points to a suspect, they should minimize the frequency of the suspect's denials. This prevents the suspect from establishing confidence in their lies, as the more times they repeat something, the stronger they may hold on to their story.
With the technology that we have today, there's just no way that if you're responsible or have a part, there's no way that you're gonna walk away from this. Oh, I know that.
Wait, where does his mom come in? Because I remember this is a nigga with the mom. So I wonder when she comes in. Oh, flashbang. Hi, chat.
Kenny is unaware to the fact that the authorities have already uncovered critical pieces of evidence within the home. Still, he maintains his innocence.
I just want Stephanie to come home. Me too. Where's she at, Kenny? I don't know where she's at, but I haven't been completely honest. We did get in an argument that morning after she came back.
Oh?
And when I left, and I said I went back to work and stuff, I was just driving around going off scene. And when I came back, my mom said that she was gone and that she was missing. And then I just started getting worried that it was all going to point to me. So that's why I tried saying that.
Nigga.
But we did get in an argument that day.
Hell no.
I wanted to wake her up. She was calling and woke the baby up. And she said, God damn it, can't you just grab your phone? You know, and you're trying to sleep. And I said, well, God, if you're going to be a bitch about it, I'll just leave. I used the phone and let you call. I did.
Kenny states that he made the phone call to his dad after he'd already called his place of work. However, his story is quickly falling apart.
I'm having difficulty figuring this part out. If you call your dad after you call work, how come the phone was in her room and she was asleep? I mean, the reason.
Oh, look how he put up his, like, zesty ass nigga.
Listen to me, okay? Here's the problem. When a person recalls events, put your foot down, relax. When a person recalls events, it's a heck of a lot easier to recall them because they're true. If I would have asked you, tell me about the first birthday party.
Yo, I'm intrigued, like, deadass.
You could take me from beginning to end. Because it happened. It's an actual event. The reason people can't keep up with their stories is because it's not true.
The detective slowly begins to invade Kenny's space in order to instill a high sense of anxiety, which seems to be working.
Tearing up.
Tell the truth. It takes a lot of balls to tell the truth. Here, I'm starting right now. 8:30 in the morning, not 8:30, I woke up. 8:30, I called work and told them that my dad had to come fix my car and that I wouldn't be coming in. From Stephanie's phone? Yes. And they said, okay. Okay, Kenny, hold up right there, right? Why are you lying to me about going to work? You know what I mean? I was trying to put myself in a place away from the house. Because when my mom... Pay attention and watch close. Why would you want to put yourself away from the house if you had nothing to do with her missing?
Dumbass.
Okay, now all fingers are like, why did he lie about going to work? You're damn right. And why is he lying about phone calls? You're damn right. Okay? Damage control. Let's go pick Stephanie up. Let's go get her. Okay? I swear to God, I do not know where she is.
Kenny has just displayed a few cluster signs of anxiety. The hand rubbing, the self-soothing face rubbing, the shifting in the chair, and his statement saying that he swears to God.
We had been in an argument that morning.
You know this fucking, I almost quote him something. You don't believe in God, bro. I hate when people bring it up to niggas who don't believe in. You don't give a fuck if you bring up God. Again, probably Jewish.
She just got home from jail. And so she was tired. What do you do at jail except for sleep and watch TV? I don't buy into that at all.
I should probably glaze the Jews if I want to make it.
Yeah, over trying to use her phone. It wasn't about using her phone. It's because I woke her and the baby up, and the baby started crying.
Kenny goes over the timeline of events once more, but the detective isn't buying it. As we will come to learn, his story is full of holes, and this will only be further confirmed by his mother when her account of events is later revealed.
I would have no reason to murder her. I mean, I would not gain anything from it. I wouldn't gain money. I wouldn't gain anything. There would be no logical reason to do it. If we were in a yelling, screaming argument, fighting or something, the neighbors would have heard us. We're dead sure they would have heard something happen.
You know when niggas bring shit up like that, it's the complete opposite.
Upstairs, in the bedroom with the door shut, it wouldn't matter. The neighbors would have heard us. Okay? So you beat that into my head from our entire contact that she didn't scream, she didn't make any sort of sounds.
Yo, I want to know why every time I stream, I get so fucking tired, bro. Like,
my gosh, all that
damn.
A failed polygraph, all the stupid stuff that came out of his mouth. He's still sitting there, not owning up to what he did, being a man, and owning up. Kenny, hear me out.
Come on, Kenneth.
You're still not owning
Come on,
up
Kenneth.
to what has happened.
I'm trying to tee up and not fall asleep on
Those
this
children
fucking
deserve
stream.
better. They
Shit
deserve
getting
an
me
answer.
tight.
So does your brother. I know you haven't said that. No. Never once. Never once.
You never fucked?
Thought about it. She never mentioned it. Never. Talk to me.
Ain't that his girl?
You're lying to me. No, I'm not. I swear to God.
You never
You're
fucked your
not
girl?
lying. I will. You can write me questions, polygraph me on the argument, everything. Kenny, that shit sailed.
Nonetheless, the detective pushes forward and pleads with Kenny to give a truthful account before stepping outside to give the teenager room to think.
I feel like Polygraph
the
test only
opportunity
feel
to
if you
close
wanted
his
to.
eyes yet again.
Feel me?
Upon returning, the detective asks Kenny for his father's cell phone number, as another piece of evidence has made its way into the light.
That's the number you called for the phone. You did. Just check your phone records. Yeah, they're on there. Kenny, there's stories that are happening. Okay?
If you didn't call your pops, it's over for you. It's over for you, boy. It's over for you, boy.
Look at those kids. I know. And the one that's running in the picture, I know. I didn't touch her. I mean, I had no reason to. And I don't know where she's at. I wish you'd come home. I know my door don't match. But I didn't.
Wait, well, I wasn't paying
Supposedly,
attention.
Kenny had a much darker side to himself than meets the eye. According to Lynette, he had a short temper, and his anger even became so amplified at one point that during a terrifying ordeal, he had reportedly threatened to take the life of his father's dog with a knife. Fearing that he may actually follow through with the threat,
Why the
Doug
dog?
took his gun and fired a warning shot, snapping his son out of the spiraling rage. It was as though the teenager could explode at any given second. But the question of whether or not he could take another person's life remained at the forefront of everyone's mind.
I mean,
right now? Your heart's beating real fast. Your head's spinning because you can't keep up with your own BS. Okay? My head's not spinning. Then how come you can't keep a story straight? Come on, Kenny. What do you mean keep the story straight? You didn't call your dad? Yes, I did. Not from her phone. Then whose phone did I call from? It's your story, Kenny. You tell me. I don't have any other phone. Hers was the only phone at home. The only
Niggas be yapping.
You're not a hardened criminal. Stop acting like one. I know I'm not. That's why I don't get what's going on. I didn't do anything. Act like a person who's remorseful. Act like a person who cares. I do. You care? I didn't do anything to her. What's going on, Kenny? You're holding back. No, I'm not. I didn't do anything to her.
No, I'm not. Yo, shut.
What you're saying now.
I don't know,
I don't
bro.
expect you to believe anything I say.
I'm gonna try to continue this marathon.
Okay? The only thing you guys are ever going to believe me saying is that I chopped her up into little pieces and put her in a box somewhere. The only thing you guys will ever believe me saying, though. You did that. No.
Yo, what about if he did that? If he did that, oh my God, he's crazy.
There's no blood in my car. There's no blood nowhere. I didn't touch her. She was fine.
Little does Kenny know that authorities have already found damning evidence within that small duplex home. While nothing but Stephanie's cell phone had been missing, there was still a suspicion that a fight had ensued. In hopes to
He
reveal
strangled
more,
her.
detectives conducted a luminol test for blood in the bathroom, where they encountered a positive reaction around the backsplash of the vanity, the sink, both handles of the vanity cabinet, the toilet handle, the bathtub drain, and the door handle. Although, as we will come to find out, this wouldn't be the last pieces of evidence they find.
I would never hurt her. I would never hurt anyone like that. I know the consequences. I know how smart the cops are. I know they can find anything about anyone, anytime, anywhere. They can find out anything. I mean, I know that. I would know there would be no chance in any way to get away with anything nowadays. I know that. I wouldn't.
This is more romancer behavior. By stating, I know how smart the cops are, they can find anything, he's trying to win over the interrogator and convince him to believe him.
We're not debating the fact that you had something to do with the cleanup. What's up for debate is how big a favor he's talking about. Have you killed before?
I haven't never done anything. I haven't ever killed. Never. I haven't ever hurt somebody. I didn't touch her. She was fine. Living, breathing.
So you're going to leave here and go look in your brother's eyes and tell him how you did on the polygraph. You're going to go look at your brother, look in his eyes, and tell him that every time you opened your gap, it was a lie. You're going to go tell him that. You're damn right he's going to be mad. Why would I didn't do anything to her? Kenny, there's more to the fight.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
No.
I'm so fucking confused. Was Stephanie his girlfriend? Like, what the fuck?
It's not. It's not.
Oh, like, it's pissing me off how stupid I am, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm smiling because you treat me like a...
No, I'm not.
You treat me like I'm stupid.
No, I'm not.
Pisses me off how fucking dumb niggas are.
I didn't hurt her. I didn't. She was fine.
Okay. You can see that you already yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree. The best way to yourself would be to just
Yo,
give
I
it
wish
up,
I got
okay?
locked up in a nigga
You in the
too, something like
cars?
this. I'm gonna have to smack the shit out of his bold ass head. I'm not gonna lie.
Somebody puts a dent
I'm
in
not
the,
gonna lie,
motor
chat. I'm not gonna lie.
Just trash the car, take it to the junkyard.
What am I doing? I'm getting
Well,
comfortable, bro.
you fixed it. So why on earth are you willing to scrap your entire life on something that something?
Why would I admit to something I didn't do?
Yeah, I can't even see me no more. Fuck. I gotta come down.
Polygraph. Question number 5. Did you murder her? Oh, look at his blood pressure. Look at that.
I didn't touch her. I didn't hurt her. I didn't murder her.
Cap.
I already told you when you asked me that question, I jumped.
Cap.
When I heard your voice, I kind of jumped a little bit.
3 times. 90% of the time, people don't have reasons to get away. They have no feeling from it.
You caught him, bro.
Number 1.
What would be the point? Oh, let's just kill Stephanie and go to jail for the rest of my life. That seems like a good idea to do this morning.
You are a liar.
I don't see how you say I'm lying. All I'm doing is sit here fine. I'm not moving. I might go like this or...
But where does his mom come in, though?
I'm looking you straight in the eye while I'm talking to you. I know.
Is that what truthful people do?
I'm not saying that's truthful people, but I mean, now you want to...
You're full of it. Okay?
See?
You are a liar. That's been proven.
I've been a liar my whole life.
Kenny shares the common misconception that eye contact insinuates honesty. Many of us are taught from a young age to look at people, especially adults, in the eye when speaking to them. However, unwavering eye contact can be considered nonverbal communication indicating dishonesty. The deceptive person looks for cues in the listener's facial expressions, gestures, and overall nonverbal communication to see if their dishonesty is successful. As Kenny admits to being a lifelong liar, he might think that sharing this character flaw would make him appear honest and willing. In actuality, this is working more to reveal a core characteristic of antisocial personality disorder. Individuals with antisocial personality disorder can lie for many reasons, but it's primarily to manipulate others and get what they desire.
But I don't lie about certain somebody, I wouldn't.
So you're okay with that? You're okay with being a liar? You're okay with
you saying you never lied in your life? You saying you never said anything that
He's on
never
his
lied,
ass,
never
man.
in
I'm
your
not
whole
gonna
life?
lie.
Never ever. All right then. Was you a liar too then?
I don't lie when I'm looking right at it. Straight in the face. All the evidence is there.
Well, if you have all the evidence,
Fucking
then
hate
why
this
did
chair,
you-
bro.
He eventually breaks into uncontrollable sobbing. However, it's obvious that not a single tear is for the missing mother. Next, he waves his arms at the camera and motions to his ear, wishing to use a phone. He takes the picture of Stephanie and her kids, but is unable to actually look.
Please, God, just let her go. Mom, I swear to
Okay,
God,
bet.
it didn't hurt.
Lynette's mother. Wait, what the fuck does that say, bro? Like, let me pause this and let me just, feel me? Let me recover, bro. Because I'm so full. Look, chat. Chat. Look at me, bro. Fucking dead, bro. I can't even play a game because my fucking shit is gonna bug out. Like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I just want to watch the video. I know.
God, it didn't hurt. I swear to God. I would never do that to you guys. Never in my life.
What happened?
Nothing is wrong, I know. But I failed her polygraph test, but I didn't hurt her, Mom.
You failed the polygraph?
Yes.
And you weren't at work that morning. Why did you tell me you were at work?
Because I thought Stephanie just went to the store or something. I thought she'd be back. I was just trying to see what happened, waiting to see what
You guys
happened.
got into an argument about what?
I went there and woke her and the baby up to get the phone, and she got kind of mad. And I said, well, if you're going to be a fine then. And I went to go get some pot. And when I came back, she was gone.
But that's not what happened, Kenny.
Mm.
When I came in the house, you said that she was gone.
She was
the
there.
baby?
She was with her, with the baby. She left and came back one. She
Was he
fine.
retarded?
Perfectly fine.
Kenny, none of the stuff though.
I know.
Nothing fits.
Mm.
We have to bring her home.
I know.
No matter what. Even if she's dead somewhere.
I would tell you guys.
Kenny asserts to his mother that he would have nothing to gain from Stephanie's death. However, this seems to be odd reasoning behind his proclaimed innocence.
Hey, everybody. Look, Otter is one of my absolute
He gotta be retarded,
favorite
but I'm not
platforms
jacking
to
him.
leverage to make myself.
Mm-mm.
Why would she even go with me anywhere? She wouldn't. But I already lied once, so no matter what I say to anybody. I already told the detective the only way you guys are going to believe anything I say is if I say I chopped her up into pieces. And then he got a smile on his face. Did you?
I want to believe you, Kenny. I do.
I asked him, what? You think so funny? This isn't a laughing matter.
No, you didn't. Pussy, you ain't say that. He chatting. Niggas' moms came around. They started talking crazy. You ain't say that, nigga. Stop chatting.
Next, Lynette calls Michael, requesting that he make his way down to the station. It isn't long before he arrives, where Kenny continues to grovel.
All right, who's Michael?
Sorry, Mike. Sorry,
Kenny's brother. All right.
Sorry.
So if I'm correct, Stephanie is his girlfriend. So his brother killed his girlfriend. Oh, like he's tight.
Why are you lying? I thought you'd be mad that I called her when we got in an argument.
Yeah.
So I didn't think she'd tell you. I thought she'd be right home. I didn't think anything would be said about it. I thought everything was going to be okay. I wouldn't hurt you guys on purpose. I mean, the baby. You awful girl.
They don't know that, kid. They all know that you wouldn't do it on purpose.
I wouldn't do it on accident. I wouldn't freak out enough to hurt her. I'm so sorry, Mike, that I didn't tell you that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Good night, man. I love you. I love you too.
Michael leaves to talk with the detective for a little while, but when he returns, Kenny's sobs have turned to rage.
Rage? Oh, okay, hold on.
Hey, Kenny, explain it. Well, how? You tell me as a professional. How would I get out of the house without anybody seeing me? Tell me. You tell me. You're the one who did it, Kenny. She was in there when I left.
You're a liar.
You're a liar. She was in there when I left. I left. She was perfectly fine. Breathing and everything.
Breathing. Nah, he on.
The truth yesterday.
How do you know? How do you know she's dead? Did you do it? Did you kill her?
I'm just assuming the worst.
Maybe I'm assuming the worst that you did it. But when you do find out who it is and you realize it wasn't me, I'd like a handwritten apology. That'd be great.
No, nigga, sue them.
I'll write you
Fucking retard.
For lying to you.
Can I sit on
treating
Twitch?
You say I'm treating like stupid. I'll write you a handwritten apology letter if you find out it was me. Honest to God, I will write it.
No, I don't want that.
I'll write it word for word, the story, everything.
When I find out, yeah, that's what I want.
The truth. Okay?
Yeah.
You promise me the truth. I'll shake on it. But it was not me. You find out it's somebody else?
Kenny is finally getting upset, which is what a normal reaction would be to someone falsely accusing you of something. Still, it took him a long time to work up to this. He appears to be a skilled liar, and once he sees that the other tactic isn't working, he switches and tries to pretend he's a man of honor by offering to shake on it. This is just a shift in his mode of deception.
Okay, you're on.
All right. Well, once that's my hand.
This is 911, sir. How can I help you?
I need to get hold of the sheriff's department. I found a dead body up here on the hill.
Oh.
I'm sorry, you found a dead what?
A dead body. A kid or a woman, a small girl with red hair.
On April 23rd,
Her and her kid?
2010, police were horrified to find Stephanie's remains buried in the Ammon foothills, only a short distance away from her house. Up until that point, it wasn't clear what exactly had happened to her. Surrounded by large amounts of wheatgrass,
That's
her
crazy.
body was placed about 20 yards from the unpaved dirt road.
20
She
yards?
was
Who the
wrapped
fuck
in a
found
blue
that?
blanket, along with a floral pattern fitted sheet. But most disturbing
Her
of
kids.
all, black electrical tape covered a large portion of her head, while her hands were bound with the same material. Because the body had been decaying for an extended period of time, an autopsy couldn't directly pinpoint a cause of death. However, the ultimate conclusion was undetermined violence with binding of the body. Although the authorities were sure that the remains belonged to the missing mother, dental records had to confirm the gut-wrenching news. Stephanie's family could finally bring her home, but the question of how she passed would continue to haunt them. On April 30th, 7 days after the shocking discovery, Kenny is brought in for another interview. However, this time around, his story is even more conflicting than before, leaving everyone to wonder when the nightmare will finally be over.
Have you talked to your mom at all? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I did. She told you anything about how it's going on? Kind of, a little bit. I've been watching the news, so I kind of know a little bit about what's happened or what's going on yet.
Notice that the officer has immediately started the conversation in a position known as the confession position, and Kenny mirrors him, also sitting in a similar manner. The idea behind this is that this position is one that is more likely to encourage honesty and hopefully a confession.
What you heard from Mom? Guys found a body and he identified it as her.
Oh man.
And I learned from the news that it was on Sunnyside Road that had access to windmills or something.
I know it's been 2.5 years.
2.5 years? Damn.
It doesn't seem that long.
But you still kind of remember that day?
Yeah, a little bit. My story hasn't changed. I was supposed to be at work early, and I got to the workplace on time, but decided I'm not going to go to work, and I just walked out and left. I never even made it into the building or nothing. Just walked around the back of the
Why
building
he lying
where I could,
again?
like, see how busy work was and figure job screwed it.
This differs from his original story that he initially claimed to have walked into work and spoke with his manager Gary before supposedly clocking in for 45 minutes.
Why work? 45 minutes.
That morning, if I remember right, you needed to use the phone for some reason.
Yeah, I used it to call work, tell them that I told them I was going to be late. And then that was the last I used it.
You got the phone. Where did you get that from?
I got it from Stephanie.
Oh, he's lying.
Remember where she was when you got that phone?
In the living room. I just asked her, hey, can I use your phone?
I thought she was sleeping, boy.
Once again, this is another discrepancy
he's
as he
caught.
previously told the detective
He's
in
caught. It's
2007
over.
that he'd woken Stephanie up to use her phone.
I went in to wake her up. She used her phone and woke the baby up. And she said, God damn it, can you just grab the phone? You know, you're trying to sleep. And I said, well, God, if you're going to be about it, I'll just leave.
So she goes where you think she goes to the store, and
I assume that's where she went to the store.
why'd you assume that?
Because she said she'd just be right back.
Oh, okay. And she took the baby was
No, she left the baby there. I watched the baby.
Oh, okay. You get your baby's
And my mom got there and everything. And then when she found the baby, I don't know what happened. And when I got back, my mom was already there. My brother was there. So I'm guessing that she had to arrive shortly after I left, within 10 to 15 minutes.
And backtracking just a tad there, you said that you watched the baby.
Just for a second.
Then where did the baby go?
When Stephanie came back, I left.
Kenny claims that after he'd made a stop at his house, he then drove to Woodland Hills Elementary School where he smoked some of his marijuana while listening to music. However, the detective is about to reveal information that negates Kenny's new story.
So my mom asked me, she said, hey, where's Stephanie? And I said, she went to the store and watched the baby for a second. My mom said, oh, all right, I'll be right back. And left. And then Stephanie came back and I left. And then when I got back, everybody was already there and she was gone.
Because in your mother's statement, when your mother came home, neither Stephanie nor the baby was home.
The baby was there. My mom never went to the living room. She was walked in the back door, went into the bathroom, used the kitchen for a second, and then she walked right back out and left.
Do you remember where you were at when your mother came home?
I was in the kitchen.
Okay, because your mother specifically says you were in the bathroom, and that she got into an argument with you because you wouldn't come out of the bathroom.
No.
And then that's what she says.
Well, she didn't argue with me at all. I was just fine. I was in the kitchen making something to eat. I might have been taking a pee or something when she just got home, but I was in the kitchen at the time.
Is there any way that you went somewhere else besides the people
No.
that you went to? I mean,
Yeah, and she,
obviously, Lynette, your mom at your residence on the,
and that's kind of why I've been so stressed out about it, because I realized at first I was like a pathological liar. I got thrown out there. And then once I realized what was going on and no body was ever found, I realized, what if they don't find anything that specifically points to you or you? I honestly don't have anybody that can identify me anywhere, because by the time I got home, nobody saw me and everybody was there when I returned. So it kind of leaves me up the creek without a paddle. That's why I'm hoping something will turn up.
Next, the detectives ask Kenny if his family members have accused him of having anything to do with Stephanie's death, where he states that his mother, grandma, and sister believe him to be innocent. However, he doesn't mention his brother. According to police documents, both Lynette and Michael immediately thought that Kenny had done something terrible to Stephanie. seeing as he had visible scratch marks along his neck.
You're saying you had no involvement in it whatsoever? Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Is there any way that, so if we're able to prove that this occurred at the residence, and then like that somehow the body had to be moved somewhere else, is there any way anybody could have forced you to move the body? I couldn't drive my car very far. I think I was pushing it, just driving it as far as I did. That up and around there was a pretty long drive. I mean, how would you explain if someone was to tie to it and tie your vehicle to it? I don't see really how that happened. I mean, I heard they found leaves in my car, but those, as far as I know, those could have been there for a long time, from a long time ago. I didn't really never wash my car or nothing. And the only thing in my trunk would have been my speaker box, and I've had that in and out of the house 1,000 million times. I mean, anything stuck to it, or no blood or nothing like that, but maybe a hair, or I don't know what. But other than that, there should be absolutely nothing.
However, Michael claims to have never seen Kenny move the equipment, putting another dent in his never-ending lie. As the story goes on, we learn that although the alternator in Kenny's vehicle was supposedly on the fritz, that didn't stop him from making multiple stops.
Man.
In total, his driving time would have been 45 minutes.
He's fucking
and this
cooked.
wasn't the only thing that the detectives found to be suspicious. As Michael drove back to work after not hearing from Stephanie, he noticed Kenny driving southbound on Ammon Road between 17th and Sunnyside at 11:43 a.m., heading in the same direction where Stephanie's body was later recovered. Apparently, the teenager looked as if he was speaking to himself, and Michael, unsurprisingly, found this to be more than a little odd.
If I remember right, there was an argument that morning or something on the phone, and I've never told anybody there was an argument. I don't remember ever saying there was an argument. I haven't been completely honest. We did get in an argument that morning.
Yeah, he's cooked.
It's no surprise that Kenny's unable to keep his story straight. According to Lynette, the teenager's always been a routine liar. Referring to Lynette's statement to police, even she would fear Kenny's inevitable wrath from time to time. According to one of Stephanie's ex-boyfriends who grew up with the suspect, Kenny would supposedly torture animals as a child and was known as a hellion. There was just no telling what he might do.
You know he's a serial killer if
like
you torture animals.
It was like a ticking time bomb waiting to explode.
I pretty much was like that. I just blocked everything out and just stayed in a basement in my friend's house doing drugs. That's pretty much all I've done for the last 3 years. I've never got a job. I've just been sitting and waiting and doing drugs. And I don't even know what to do now. I don't even know if I could go out and get a job. I mean, sure you could. Well, you went back to Cardone for a while. I know you did. I mean, everybody calling me Killer Kenny. Hey, look, I know a murderer kid. There he goes right there. I mean, in front of the customers, everybody. And so I went out to the main manager, Ben, and told him, hey, look, this needs to stop. Like, it was traumatizing almost.
The fuck, you ugly ass nigga? Oh.
These mushrooms make you
Don't
feel.
you dare ever give me an unskippable
focus
ad
and
again.
energy while keeping
I'm
you
just stumbling on my words and shit.
Allegedly,
Fuck
Kenny's
wrong with you,
co-worker
boy?
Jesus made chilling
9 more
remarks
minutes.
towards the visible scratches on his face, allegedly joking and asking where he'd put Stephanie's body. In response, the teenager simply looked away. In another shocking revelation, Michael had supposedly told Stephanie that if she were to ever be attacked, that she should scratch at the person's face in defense. To top things off, Kenny's markings looked as if someone had done just that.
When we originally spoke 2.5 years ago, and you gave me at the timeline of what happened and stuff like that. Yeah. Would it surprise you if it's drastically different from what you told me today? No. I think the reason you don't really remember is I don't think you want to remember that day. The truth's easy to remember, but So misfabrications, it sounds like you're trying to say that I'm protecting someone, kind of. I'm not, man. Not even yourself? No. If it would have been me, I would have probably already. So, man, what? I mean, what? Just because of how traumatizing it was and how I felt everybody looked at me after that day. And I always figured, well, the truth will come out one day, and that's why I've never done anything like that, because I always figured, you know, I might lie, I might be a little liar, but one day the truth will come out, and my lie won't matter anymore. Why? You know? Because you'll find out whoever did it. Figure, like it says in the Bible, you take your eye, you lose an eye. Take a life, lose a life. I don't know.
Although Kenny's unaware, the detectives are in possession of more information than has already been revealed.
DNA.
In 2009, while the suspect was in jail for an unrelated offense, an exchange of words between himself and another inmate would alter the course of the investigation forever. Eddie Arellano, a known jailhouse informant, was well aware of Stephanie's case and knew exactly who Kenny was.
No way.
In hopes of discovering valuable information that could be used to lessen his own sentence, Eddie wished to gain Kenny's trust. Fortunately, his tactic was beyond successful. Kenny supposedly divulged his dark and twisted secret, allegedly claiming to have killed Stephanie. However, he referred to her as his girlfriend. Kenny apparently remarked that he had her all to himself now.
The reason that,
Ew.
you know,
So you think he was visiting the grave?
Out there,
Nah, he's not that nasty. He can't be that nasty.
No, I always drive that way. There's much pot. I stop where I stopped right there. There's no pot all the time.
Did you see Mike when he was driving out there?
No.
Yeah, true.
I really didn't see him.
Well, he's going to be a big delivery truck. Good to see that. Seeing you because he knows your car.
Well, that I wasn't looking for him. Wasn't paying attention. I really didn't see my brother.
Is there any reason why Mike would fabricate that?
I'm not gonna say. How can I even answer correctly when I'm not positive which road it is?
Why would Mike say he saw you out there?
Well, if it's on the road I turned and drove and smoked pot, he probably saw me because I was smoking pot.
So he's not making it up.
Well, if he saw me out there where I was driving the pot, yeah, he probably did see me. I'm not gonna.
Do you think we're making this stuff up?
No.
Okay.
But if I say I don't remember, I don't.
Is that just an easier way out? Because you know a better answer. Kenny?
No, I just.
Yo, Chai, I believe this nigga, bro.
You're just trying to switch my words around and give me mad or something. No, you are. You did this 2.5 years ago. Same thing.
Don't believe this nigga.
You were rude.
If you say yes, you a dumbass, nigga, I'm smack the shit out of you with my ass. I'm smack you, nigga.
Because you're rude. Yes.
I'm rude to say, Kenny.
Yo, I should do a streamer tier list of all the streamers I could beat up.
He's great. He talks to you like a person, actually.
I like him. He's really good.
He is.
Okay. I just haven't
been learning a couple things.
He lying for sure. Definitely. He's definitely lying.
Nothing.
Good thing you didn't say you believe him.
Like somebody had a gun and told her, you leave right now, or I'll kill your child.
Kenny states that his mother was the one to actually introduce this theory, but the detectives are once again suspicious that he may be lying.
But none of us have ever owned a gun. None of us have ever. Nobody had even owned any type of weapon at all.
With the latest puzzle piece, now a discovery from 2007 would finally make sense. Police discovered pieces of reddish-brown hair located in the trunk of his car, along with the same type of black electrical tape that was found around the victim's body. Forensic testing would later reveal that the DNA sequence of the hair matched that of Stephanie's molar tooth. Not only this, but they also uncovered a large amount of dust on the exterior of the vehicle, resembling the color of the dirt road leading to Stephanie's body, along with pieces of wheatgrass stuck to the car's undercarriage, which happened to be the same grass located at the crime scene. In addition, authorities ran another luminol test for blood, revealing a positive reaction to Kenny's jumper cables and a tow chain under his spare tire. It seemed that Kenny would immediately be charged with the heinous crime. However, investigators didn't believe.
This nigga is so ugly, bro. Oh my god. Yo. Look at his face. Like, he's so fucking happy. Like, I hope they Jeffrey Dahmer this nigga. Bro.
They had sufficient evidence just yet. While serving time for the unrelated offense, Kenny supposedly told a fellow inmate, "There's no DNA. They don't have my fingerprints on nothing. They've got no witnesses that saw me put her in the trunk of my car." In addition, while on a jail call with his father, Doug, Kenny allegedly claimed that if charged, he would plead insanity, apparently insisting that he would be sentenced to 2 years in an insane asylum before being released. But
why would you ever want to go?
Always had. Kenny's
Why would you ever want to go to an insane asylum? That's so
words
crazy.
would never hold any weight. In 2014, Detective Jessica Marley was assigned to the cold case, hoping to exact the truth once and for all. Digging for more information, the detective asked Eddie to sit down for another interview in 2018, where he recited Kenny's alleged confession of taking Stephanie's life. However, this time, he noted that Kenny said he was in love with Stephanie and placed her body in a shallow grave in the mountains. Piecing together the string of evidence, it was exponentially clear who had committed the brutal crime. However, it wasn't until he was officially charged with second-degree murder and at trial that Kenny would finally make an admission himself. As you'll see in the following clip, while behind glass and wearing a red mask, Kenny was forced to admit what happened as part of a plea deal where he pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. Still, he manages to not quite own up to the heinous crime.
Tell me what you did, which makes you guilty of this charge. Unfortunately, because of an altercation that happened that day and my actions, I pushed her, causing her to fall back and hit her head, and which she never recovered from.
That's right. Even as he admits to killing Stephanie, Kenny doesn't actually say that she died, only that she never recovered.
Man.
He also never revealed what the alleged fight between them had been about. In another clip, Kenny also pleaded guilty to concealment and alteration or destruction of evidence.
Tell me what you did, which makes you guilty of this charge. My great shame, I didn't know what else to do, and I panicked, and I tried to conceal her body in the foothills.
Ultimately, in 2021, Kenny was sentenced to 15 years in prison and will serve a minimum of 6 years behind bars.
What?
Washington liberals opened our
15 years? That's not even 25 to life. What? Nah, and he's only serving 6 years before. What was that?
Millions of illegal immigrants. D.C. lawyer Josh Riley.
Yo, get the fuck on my face with that shit.
Years in prison and will serve a minimum of 6 years behind bars.
A minimum. Oh, okay. So he has to serve at least 6 years before he can get parole, I think. Bro, that's crazy, bro. A minimum of 6 years. Facts. Well, all right. Let me go. Feel me? That was crazy, chat. Nigga like me, I knew he was lying the whole time, though. Nigga like me, I knew he was lying the whole time.